Hello, good morning dear 8th standard students. See, today's online topic was that we could not conduct is SS lesson number 3, unit number 2. Why do we need a parliament? What is parliament? What is parliament? We need to understand the meaning of the word first. Okay. So, we are a democratic country, and in democratic countries the representative of the people, they are working for the country, and they are taking the rule. Now, Parliament is an institution. What is Parliament? Parliament is an institution where these elected representatives come together, the members, they come together and have discussions about decisions, that is rule making. So, Parliament is an institution where the members or the representatives come together to have discussion for the decisions, that is the Parliament. Now, in this chapter we are going to see that Parliament, how the Parliament enables citizens of India to participate in the decision making and controlling the government, so making it the most important symbol of Indian democracy and key feature of constitution. So, in this lesson we are going to see how people are indirectly participating in taking the decisions for the country, how the democracy is running through the members, representatives. First point in it is, why should people decide? What is the meaning of this point, and what questions can be asked after this point? Write down the question first. What question can be asked? What is Parliament? What is Parliament? Who are the members of democratic Parliament? Who are the members of democratic Parliament? What is Parliament? Who are the members of democratic Parliament? Now, why should people decide? What is the important function of the Parliament? What is the important function of the Parliament? How parliamentary process, or better to say, that will be a big answer, how Parliament works. Okay. Now, next question, how Parliament work, what is the important function of the Parliament, okay, and what is the aim or purpose of the Parliament. So, these are the three questions that we are going to get the answers here. What is the Parliament and who are the members of the Parliament in the first point, introduction, that we have discussed. Now, the three important questions, how the Parliament functions, what is the purpose of the Parliament, and how Parliament acts. See, why people should decide? We are a democratic country and we became independent on 15th August 1947. So, in 15th August 1947, when we were the freedom, it was not a small country. The population of the country was too large at that time. So, after the difficult struggle, hardship in getting independence, in which many socialist parties, movements, activists participated of all caste and religions. They participated in it. Now under the British rule, it was very easy. British were not asking Hindus, Muslims, Jains and Christians whether you like this rule or not like this rule. You have to follow. We were slaves to them. So, to your and my opinion, there was no value at all. It was without any value. After winning the independence, which was won by all the social activist people, parties, they came together and won the freedom. That means freedom is everyone's property. Freedom is everyone's, instead of right, I'll say property. Freedom is everyone's expectation. What it means? It simply means that unlike the British rule, now the government which will come in rule, even if it is the government elected by the people and it is the government run by the elected representatives of the people, those elected members, representatives must take care of the interest of the people. The benefit of the people. Now, after independence, we are a country, right? In a small house also, we need to plan the things. My father, anyone's father, is getting some salary. In that, if there are 10 members in the family, to fulfill the demands of the 10 members, in what amount has been achieved, what are important demands, and how to fulfill it, there must be a good plan. So, everyone will, suppose if the income is 1 lakh rupees, my income is suppose monthly if I am earning 1 lakh rupees and I have 10 members in my family, everyone start demanding a separate vehicle for themselves. Is it possible for me to fulfill it? Because the cost of one vehicle will not be managed in one salary. Then to give a separate vehicle to everyone is not at all possible for next few years. And what to do? And what is important? Which people are important? What people needs the vehicle necessarily? Whether we can go for separate vehicle or one vehicle where all 10 will be accommodated. So, in that way we need to think, and then we can plan our family budget. 1 lakh rupees cash in hand I get, 1 lakh rupees I get every month. I need to see the future also. I need to save for the future also, for the future risk, for the future damage. In future, suppose I need more money, it's not the vehicle only is the need. If I need a bigger house, I have to go for that, earn money for that. Other expenses, educational expenses, I need to save money for that. For future also, I need to keep some money aside and to save. That means how this comes, this is a plan. And how this plan will come? This plan will come only after a discussion. After the discussion, the outcome of the discussion will be a point or a notice on which we have to take the decision. So, this is the answer of the why we need to take decision. Why should people decide? People in democracy, or the elected members or the government needs to decide to keep up in the present and to be ready for the future. To keep up in the present, to save oneself in the present and to be ready for the future. So, why we need to decide? As you read, now see what the book says. As far back as 1885, the Indian National Congress demanded that the elected members in the legislature with the right to discussion the budget and ask questions. The Government of India Act 1909 allowed for some elected representation, British. While these early legislature under the British government were in response to the growing demands of the nationalists, they did not allow for all adults to vote, nor could people participate in decision making. Now, it was British rule, so all the adults were not allowed for voting. Only educated people, few societies, caste, religion were allowed to vote in British rule, not in independent. So, participation of different people in the struggle for freedom left a little doubt in the minds of the nationalists that all the person in independent India would be able to participate in making decision. So, why people should decide? People got the freedom, all the people participated, the country, the civilians participated in the struggle of the freedom. Once it is achieved, now it is their property, it is their right, it is their interest to enjoy the freedom. Now, to enjoy the freedom, now they are the part of the freedom. That means they are the part of the representative government also. So, people need to participate in making the decision. And how they will make with the coming of the independence, we were going to be citizens of a free country. This did not mean that the government could do what it felt like the British. It meant that the government had to be sensitive to people's needs and demands. The dreams and aspirations of freedom struggle were made concrete in the Constitution of Independent India, and that laid down the principle of universal adult franchisee, that is, that all adult citizens of the country have right to vote. And that is why all the people, those who participated in it, it is their interest to enjoy the freedom. So, the adults who participated are given the right of voting to choose their representative. That means, indirectly they are participating in taking the decision of the country, Okay. So, what questions I told you? How the parliament functions? The parliament functions after the election. The elected members come together, discuss and take decision. So, in this way the parliament functions. How the parliament acts? The parliament has elected member of different religion, different parties, and they have they have to safeguard the interest of their voters. They have to safeguard the interest of their voters. So, they raise the questions of the voters, people, civilians, and those questions are taken into discussion to solve. So, in this way the parliament acts. What is the purpose of the parliament? The purpose of the parliament is what we understood in this point. The purpose of the parliament is this: all the people, those who got freedom, those who fought for freedom, could not come together and sit in one hall. They cannot be collected under one umbrella. That is why a representative of thousands or many people comes with their thinking, with their thought, with their expectation, with their wishes to be completed. Right. So, it is not possible to participate all the voters, all the adults directly in decision making. That is why a parliament is formed with the representative of all the civilians. That is the purpose of the parliament. The purpose of the parliament is to make the representatives of the civilians come together and take decision for the civilians. That is the purpose of the parliament. Now, the next point is people and their representatives. People, civilians, we. The take-up point for a democracy is the idea of consent. That is a desire, approval and participation of people. It is the decision of people that creates democratic government and decides about functioning. The basic idea is kind of democracy is that the individual or the citizen is not the most important person, and that is participable the government as well as other public institutions need to have the trust of these citizens. Now, what happened? It is a democratic country. What is the relation in people and representative? So, it is not possible for all the people to come together and participate in taking the decisions in democracy. So, to make the democracy successful and to safeguard the interest of the people, people choose their representatives, and these representatives are responsible to the citizens. How? They are elected. After every 5 years, they have to go in elections. If suppose this year, the MLA of our town promised some things, and we had expectation from him. Now, those are not completed. After 5 years, he does not even recognize us. After 5 years, he does not even recognize the needs of the people. After 5 years, he never worked for to complete the needs of the people. Right? So, what will happen? The next 5 years, people will not choose him. That is how people participate in taking the decision in parliament. So, they will not send this representative who could not fulfill the needs of the people. How does the individual give approval to the government? One way of doing so, as you read, is through elections. People would elect their representative to the parliament. Then one group from among these elected representatives forms the government. The parliament, which is made up of representatives together, controls and guides the government. In this sense, people through their chosen representative form the government and also control it. So, it means that people have direct participation, indirect participation in the government, and people control the government by giving elected member for the parliament. If the government this year who got elected members from the people, civilians, could not work according to the wish of the people, the next elections people will reject this government. People will reject this government, and there will be a new chief minister, new government in the state. This happens in all the forms of the government. This happens at all the levels of the government. So, this is how people and representatives are connected. How? Now, the question in this point, how the people are connected to the parliament? Civilians. How the civilians are connected to the parliament? The people, the civilians are connected to the parliament as they elect their representative and send them in the parliament to control the government, to control the government. How people participate in the decision making of the government? Same answer. Same answer. How do people get their wish and desires fulfilled in the democracy? People choose a representative who promises them to complete their desires, fulfill their desires and wish. In this way, the member who is chosen goes in the parliament and works on their questions and problems so that people's interest and desire is fulfilled. Okay. The above idea of representation had been an important theme in your class 6 and 7 social and political life textbooks, right. So, you might have learned in 6 and 7 representation. You are familiar with how representatives are chosen in different levels of the government. Let us recall the ideas by doing following exercise. Now, here there is exercise. Okay, what is the exercise? Use the term constituency and represent to explain who an MLA is and how the person gets elected. So, this is the exercise. Okay. Who is the MLA in our constituency, in our Muktai Nagar constituency? The MLA dash dash represents the people of this Muktai Nagar constituency in the state government. In this way you will write, in this way you will write, right. And he was elected by the people in the election of 2019. You discuss with your teacher the difference between state legislative assembly Vidhan Sabha and parliament Lok Sabha. Now, you have to discuss with your teacher that what is the difference in Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha. Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, the legislative assembly of the state government forms the state government, and the legislative assembly of Lok Sabha forms the central government. Now, we have the federal structure. We have central government also, we have state government also, and we have Panchayat Raj also, right. So, it is we have federal structure. Now, in the federal structure, people are given right directly to vote and elect their representative for the state government also, and for the central government also, and for the Panchayat Raj also. What it means? My wish and expectation in the Panchayat, in the village level, is fulfilled by the Panchayat Raj. So, I elect a representative who will work according to my wish. In the desires and my wish which are I am expecting from at the state level. So, those are fulfilled by the state government. That is why I have the right to vote for the representative who goes in the Vidhan Sabha, state government. As well as I am a citizen of this nation, India, whole India. So, I have some expectations about my country, from my country, right, about my country, from my country, about the people, about everything that happens in the country, and for that I have the right, direct right to elect my representative to send in Lok Sabha. So, this is the difference. The difference is that the Vidhan Sabha representative that we have elected works only at the state level, for solves the state issues and fulfill our issues up to state, which are up to states. The issues which are not related with the state, which are centralized by the central government, those must be fulfilled by the central government. There also we choose a representative. So, this is the difference. From the list below, identify the work of a state government and that of central government. Now, there are lists given, read it and solve this page. Okay, it is very simple. Next point we will move to the role of the parliament. What is the role of the parliament? Important, very important page, very important question. Okay, very important point. What is the role of the parliament? See, created in 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have in principle of democracy. Okay. Now, we are democratic country, and in the principle, in the rules of democracy, we are Indian Parliament is the expression, Indian Parliament is the faith, our faith that this Parliament is there for us, they are responsible to us, right? After 5 years, whom they will answer? They will answer us. If they can answer our questions, we will re-elect them. If not, we will not re-elect them. These are participations by people in the decision making process and government by consent, right? So we have already given them consent by our voting. The parliament in our system has immense powers because it is the representative of the people. Elections to the parliament are held in similar manner as they are for the state legislature. So those people who sit in Lok Sabha, Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, they are directly elected by the citizens. They are directly elected by the citizen and people, and that is why they have immense power. They are those representatives, they have immense power as they work for the central government, whole country. It's not like the state government. The Lok Sabha is usually elected once every 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies as shown in the map on page number 41. On the map on page number 41, there is a map of the country. Okay, see here, grey color, green color, blue color. So this is the constituency map, how constituencies are there formed. So each of these constituencies elect one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest elections usually belong to different political parties, and for Lok Sabha, for going to the Lok Sabha parliament, the constituency is a bigger one than the constituency for Vidhan Sabha. ओके, आमदार के लिए होने वाली जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी होती है वो छोटी होती है, और खासदार एमपी के लिए जो होती है, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के लिए, वो बड़ी होती है, राइट? एमपी मीन्स मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एंड एमएलए मीन्स मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, दैट इज द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, विधानसभा. नाउ so at that point some 2-3 parties come together with their representative face and people elect to them, one out of them. Okay, so see page number 35, there are some details given. Read these details and they give you that which are the national parties, which are the state parties, and how many MPs were were elected in the election of 2014. Bharatiya Janata Party 282 in 2014 were elected, right? And 2019 there were again elections, there those were 300, the number increased. Then the results of the 15th Lok Sabha election, May 2009, that is also given. Bahujan Samaj Party, national parties, these are 21, Bharatiya Janata Party 116, Indian National Congress 206. How many? In 2009 they had 206 members, and now 44 or 45. So this is the information purpose. You need to know that an MP, for the one MP, how many people are there. Once elected, these candidates become members of parliament, or they are called MP. These MPs together make up the parliament. Once election to the parliament have taken, the parliament needs to perform the following actions. What actions a parliament takes, right? So that we are going to learn now. See, the Parliament of India consists of President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. The Parliament of India is consist of the President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Parliament में कौन होता है? President होता है. Who is the President nowadays? Ramnath Kovind. Okay. Then Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So all the members of Rajya Sabha and all the members of Lok Sabha are the members of the parliament. ये सारे होते हैं parliamentary members. Okay, MPs. These are all MP. After Lok Sabha elections, a list of prepared showing how many MPs belong to each political party. For a political party to perform the government, they must have a majority of elected MPs. Since there are 543 elected plus 2 Anglo-Indian nominated. Two Anglo-Indians are directly nominated by the president of the country. So the number goes 545. 545 members are there in Lok Sabha. To have a majority, a party should have at least half the number of that. So majority क्या होती है पार्लियामेंट में? 542 का 50% जिसके पास है, that is the major party. That is the major party. They have more faith of the people. They win faith of the people more than anybody else. So they are given the first chance to form the government. And then वो 272 members अगर हो गए, so they are in the majority and they can make the government. The opposition in the parliament is formed by all the political parties and oppose the majority party, right? So और जो 272 के ऊपर जिसकी पार्टी ने कमा है वो गवर्नमेंट बनाएगी. अब बचे हुए जो लोग होंगे वो अलग अलग पार्टीज के होंगे. दे विल कम टुगेदर एंड दे विल मेक ए अपोजिशन पार्टी. नाउ सी हाउ गुड इज द स्ट्रक्चर. आफ्टर इलेक्टिंग हु इज गुड नाउ? लोगों का इंटरेस्ट किस में होना चाहिए? वेदर द रूलिंग पार्टी और द ऑपोजिशन. जो ऑपोजिशन में है दे हैव मोर राइट टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस ऑन द गवर्नमेंट्स रूल स्ट्रक्चर, है ना. गवर्नमेंट पे ज़्यादा अंकुश रखने का, टेक केयर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. हु डज? द अपोजिशन पार्टी. सो दोज हु इलेक्टेड द मेंबर इन द अपोजिशन पार्टी, जिनके इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स अपोजिशन पार्टीज में रहेंगे उनके सवाल ज़्यादा उठेंगे, राइट. वो ज़्यादा सवाल करेंगे, उनका इंटरेस्ट जल्दी पहले कंप्लीट होना चाहिए. दैट इज द सिस्टम. द सिस्टम इज गुड, तो जल्दी होगा. Most of the important functions of Lok Sabha is to select the executives. The executive, as you read in chapter 1, is a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. So executive members उसे क्या कहते हैं हम? मिनिस्टर. So first important work comes is to have the government majority as the government, and the second majority or not having the majority, they all come together and frame the opposition. First function. Second thing, there from the majority they make the executives, ministers. Some of the ministers are made, and this executive is often we have in mind when we use the term government, and these executives are the government. They are the government, cabinet minister and all. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party in Lok Sabha from MPs who belong to his party, and the Prime Minister selects ministries to work with him to implement the decision. Now the majority one party decides their leader